Ferry Church was established a long while ago as a result of the Ferry family. Noah Ferry was killed in the Civil War, and his mother dedicated this church to his memory, and so that is why we are called Ferry Memorial Church.
I would describe Ferry Church as being a church where somebody can be themselves without being concerned about what other people think.
Well, what attracted me to Ferry Church also was the warmth of the people and the wonderful preaching and the finding of friends. It's hard to come into a community when you know no one. And as time progressed, we felt enveloped into a community.
What attracted me to Ferry Church was the people, first of all. We visited here. There was a good mix of ages, leadership involvement from different age groups. There were young families here. We think a strong youth program is important.
We're also Reformed theologically by background, and so that was a draw for us.
As pastor of spiritual formation here, one of the things that I do is work with our youth group. One of the main things that we focus on at youth group is building relationships and community. We also just talk about our lives and how we're doing. And I'm just a firm believer that a really important aspect of discipleship is having those strong relationships, because it's from those relationships that you're really able to help one another grow closer towards Christ. We'll also do service projects regularly throughout the year. We really want to make sure that our faith isn't something that just affects us, but something that reaches others with the love of Christ and is a tangible expression of God's love in the world.
I think what I enjoy most, or what can be most attractive to me attending Ferry each week, is the relationships that I've built from a young age to present. There's a lot of older folks that have helped raise me as a child and have helped kind of guide me along throughout elementary school, middle school, and high school. So I think that has been one factor that's kept me close to Ferry as my home church and makes me excited when I do come home and visit from school.
Food and More is a major mission of our church because it supports the food pantry and the Thanksgiving Day basket program. It's a very kind of generational mission. We have a lot of kids that like to participate in the basket packing. It's a big mission, involves a lot of people, and it's something we care a lot about at Ferry.
When I was younger, most of the things that kids did with Food and More, we would help pack up the boxes and just help keep the supply outside and pack all the cars so the drivers had a bunch of food to give to the people.
Kids Closet is a ministry. It's an outreach ministry at our church, and we provide clothing from birth through size 12, boys and girls, and it's primarily school clothes. And if they don't have them, it's a problem. So they can come to the closet and everything is available free.
One of the things that struck me that I like about the White Lake area is the beauty of the White Lake area. When we first came here and bought our place as a cottage, we drove up, and I never knew White Lake was here, and we saw this beautiful lake at the end of White Lake Drive, and we saw the sun shining on the water, and it was just sparkling.
What I really like about the White Lake area is that it is a hidden gem. If you look at Holland and Grand Haven, the shoreline cities, they're so busy and so hectic, and here is just so calm and relaxed.
What I like about the White Lake area is the smallness. I was born and raised in a small town. Then we found this area by boating. We came up here and boated and just fell in love with the water and all of the scenery around.
What I really love about the White Lake area is the beautiful scenery and the nature. I feel like I connect with God through nature and wildlife, and just being able to see White Lake every day, and I love that I can just go shopping in downtown Whitehall and see one of the youth group kids and say hi and have a conversation. Something that I envision as a ideal future for Ferry would be us really being able to reach the younger generation. We live in a culture that is pulling us in all sorts of direction, and so it's very important for us to focus on the next generation.